Welcome back to Black Skies Reviews. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at the Joytoy officially licensed Warhammer 40k Space Marines Imperial Fist the Aggressor 1/18 scale action figure. This is the packaging it comes in. We got the Joytoy Warhammer logo on the top left. This is recommended for ages 15 and up. The Warhammer 40k logo at the bottom, the Space Marines nameplate along with the title of this character, and the product shot of the actual figure you're going to get inside the box. As you can see, my box is beat up pretty bad. Got it like this. Came in with saran wrap around the box. I tore it off because of the glaring of the light. But if you do get a package like this, which is a shame if you do, make sure you check your figure, because I've seen reports of pieces broken off because of the condition of the box. And so I got this at Locker Toys, so I'll give credit where credit is due, I guess, for the packaging. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll take a look at the top of the box. We got the Warhammer 40k logo. You can see the box is all bent up. The bottom upside down, Warhammer 40k. The side of the box, we have the information here, the copyright information, and all the nameplates that you expect to see. This side of the box, we have product information, company information, UPC. If you want to pause and read that, you can. The back of the box, it shows that it contains one figure, all kind of dimensions. There's no accessories in this. I don't know why they have that statement on there. And then we have some product images of the Aggressor, basically just standing front and back, and a headshot at the bottom. So with that being said, let's take a look at what it looks like inside the clamshell. So taking the clamshell outside the box, it looks to be pretty good. There's no accessories, like I said, inside the box, but looks pretty good. So let's get him out of the clamshell and see what he looks like. Okay, so he's freed from his plastic prison. First thing I was going to expect after I seen how big he was, I was going to take him out of the clamshell and stuff was going to start falling off, like kind of like the other larger figures. But unfortunately, nothing fell off, nothing's loose. So everything stayed where it's supposed to be. So that's a definite plus. First impressions is, wow, this guy's heavy. Without weighing this guy, I bet he's over a pound of plastic. There is a lot going on here with this figure. So what I'm going to do, because this looks like a phenomenal figure, a lot of sculpt work, a lot of aesthetics, lots of paint. So I'm going to grab the camera and I'm going to get close up. So the camera's going to move around a little bit because I'm holding it, because I want to show you some of this amazing paint and amazing details all through this character. So let's get started. Okay, so here he is. So he has a red helmet. We have a silver skull on his forehead. We have silver rebreather filters, maybe, if that's what that is, there on each side of his mask. Almost makes you think of like a stormtrooper design. On the top here we have the rocket launchers. Of course, this is a yellow character, yellow plastic. We do have 6 white tipped rockets, 2 silver studs there in the center. Looks very, very nice. Very cool. I like how that looks. Okay, we're gonna come down. On his chest, we have this rope and medallion here on the center. If anybody knows what that's called, please comment down below. It's very hard to get information on the fine details like the like this medallion here. What that's called, what's this for, how to get it, you know, etc. Anything you know, please share with the community. We very much would appreciate it. So holding up the medallion here, we do have his red, but some more maroon, I guess, skull and wings. Looks incredible, sculpted. I like the paint. It's like it's been, you know, dulled down a little bit. Looks fantastic. Okay, down here in the lower body, you see the power armor here on his stomach and lower chest. As we get on through here, we have some more ropes around his waist. Looks so realistic. And here again with this device, we have a kind of a box with 2 skulls on it and some spikes on the side, done in a black and with a silver wash to give it a metal look. If anybody also knows what that is, please share. That'd be very much appreciated. Here on his thigh pads, you can see his 2 different thigh pads. The one here on the left has the silver cylinder on it. As we go down a little lower, you can see the knee pads and the lower shin guards and the feet. And here we have the silver skull and some other decoration there on his shin. Looks absolutely amazing. This is a cool character. Now he got some hands. You talk about Hulk hands, this guy's got Hulk hands. So we have fingers are not articulated, they're just huge. I'm going to have to put the camera down and turn his hands over in a second, but looking at the top of this, you can see the 4 silver studs holding that plate on. And on this side, he's sporting that silver skull and some more of those studs. And then you can start to see the weapon on his I guess forearms there, we're going to call them, on both sides. We're going to take an in-depth look at those, so in a second here. So we take a look at the front. Wow, that looks really cool. Okay, so here's the underneath of his hand. You can see his fingers, his giant fingers. They're not articulated or anything, they're just all sculpted. 2 silver studs on the inner part of his arm. Both hands are the same on the inner part, so looks pretty good. So coming in on the one side of the character, you can see the side of the rocket launchers. You can see the shoulder pauldron there, the skull, and I'm not sure what those are called, design there. So if someone knows me, you can comment down below. Then we have this black shield that basically it looks like it's part to help cover his face up from any kind of side fire. It's very nice. You come down the side, you see that just a little bit more of that weapon. Some red wires. There is a side of his belt fed weapon and some red wires. This is probably for power, I'm assuming. There's the side of his leg. Looks awesome. Very cool. Okay, so the other side, pretty much what you expect from the top to the shoulder pad or pauldron. We have that black shield again, protecting the side of his face or head. Then we have the Imperial Fist logo or insignia, done in white and black. Looks perfect. Let's move down here. We can see some more images of his weapon and his belt fed and the wires. There's the skull. Feet. Looks very cool. Okay, here's a look at his weapon on the front. You can see that it's like it's drilled out. Looks very cool. Now I'm wondering, that's kind of a modified bolt carbine weapon. The part on the inner part, maybe is that the flamethrower? That's supposed to be like an alternate attachment for the aggressors. Maybe you could utilize that. It'd be really nice if we got an aggressor that you can attach some blast effects or flame effects attached to it shooting out. That'd be a really cool idea also. And just for fun, here is the top. Okay, this is the business end, which it basically is the back. There is a lot to see. Very nice sculpting here. And then he fell over. So let's go ahead and pick him up. Okay, now that we have him picked back up, I'll tell you what, for a big figure, he stands really well. I know he just fell over, but I think his articulated toe was not in position, but he stands very well for a heavy figure. Okay, back to the Power Armor Power Pack, we're going to call it. You can see a lot of sculpt work there, like vents, some silver bolts or studs. It's very nice. He has the thrusters here, exhaust fans, or here on the side, which are articulated. Try to hold the camera here. These are here. As we go down to the weapons, we have, if you can see inside there, this box of ammunition. You can see the shells inside painted like a gold or maybe a copper. And the way that housing for that is painted black with some silver weathering, it looks real metal. And then on top of that ammunition box, we have another little box with some silver and black dry brushing with the wires are connected to the red wires. I'm betting that's for like power. So the power goes from, you know, these little packs on the back down, all the way down around. It's attached to the belt-fed ammunition box to the back of the gun. And then the wires go inside of the weapon. I'm going to turn that around in a second. I'll show you. Okay, so you can see how it goes into the back of this box and then is jumped over to the weapon. So it tells me that's for some kind of power for the weapon. But that's really done very well. I mean, look at the weathering on the weapon itself. It's very nice. The belt fed. Keep it from blurring on us here. The wires attached very nicely to the belt fed all the way back. Very cool. Now for both sides of the weapons, that's pretty much the same thing, but it looks incredible. It looks real. Very well done. Down to the lower legs, we have these wires from the back of the calf muscle to the back side of the actual figure, done in silver with some black dry brushing for weathering or realistic. Looks really good. You can see the joints there, back of the legs. Very, very nice. I really think they did a fantastic job with this his weapon system, especially the paint and aesthetics. Very nice. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get this camera put down. We'll take a look and see how articulated he is. Like I said, I'm super surprised nothing's fell off this character. He stands really nicely. He can hold his weight. Very cool. For his head, it's hard to get in there. I got some side to side there. You can turn it some. If you can get in there. So no down, well, maybe a little bit down, not too much up. Now for his arms, you got to remember that these are attached to his arms. You're not going to get a 360 rotation all the way around. It kind of like, mine's kind of stiff. He does have these butterfly joints on the shoulders here, right in there. So you can pull them out and in. So you can move the arms a little bit, a whole lot. So you're going to be definitely limited on posability for the arms. He does have a double jointed elbow, which is fantastic. Gets you about that much on that overall. And we have a swivel here. You can, I'm having a hard time getting my arms to raise up. I don't want to break him. Type of figure, but you can work on that when you get yours. So we have some articulation right here. We got some side to side, a little back and forth. And we have a 360 swivel here. You could get it if you forced it, but there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of stuff. Like I said, nothing's fell off this figure, so that's a great result for, you know, just how big this guy is. We have thigh swivel. We have these hoses that go from the back side to his calves. These are like a nice, perfect tolerance plastic. You have double joint knees. You can see how the hoses kind of fold with the legs, so not an issue there. and there's no stress marks for the plastic being manipulated, so that's fantastic too. His feet, they do pivot down. There's that toe articulation I was telling you. We'll get that in a second. We have a side to side. Obviously, it's not going to go too far around because of the way it's designed. And you got a little rocker here. The only thing I don't like about this, he does have the toe articulation, which is great, but what that looks like is kind of weird, unnatural. But this is Warhammer, so what is natural? But overall, fantastic. You can expect a little bit of limitations to the articulation because of this sheer size of this guy. He is massive. These shoulder pauldrons or pads here, they have their own joint. They are also movable. You can go in and out, back and forth, rock it like this, and they're both the same because they have their own little bell, what do you call that? Barbell peg, basically. So kind of like the same kind of neck joint you would have on a figure. So very nicely done. Not like I said, no accessories really. Everything's attached permanently. I don't think you can take off his power pack here. Nothing comes off. It seems to be all secured, which is good. Nothing's falling off. So that's definitely a plus for this figure. Highly recommend it. He's pretty cool. It's awesome that we have the Imperial 5th version of the Aggressor. There's other versions available. There's the Ultramarines, and I think currently as this video you can get the Blood Angels version, which I think I have coming. We'll take a look at that when it gets here. And I'm pretty sure we'll probably be getting more versions from different chapters of the Ultramarines in some shape or form. He cost about, it's so different from China to like the US. I don't know about the UK or Europe. China, I think I got him for like $45, some change. And I've seen him like on Amazon, like $60. I've even seen him maybe $65. So that's about the range I can give you, because it's hard to give you a price depending on where you're going to get it from. So obviously you want to try to get your collectibles as cheap as possible, so you have more funds so you can get other great figures. They're not really slowing down anytime soon, but the best I can tell, they're pumping out figures left and right. So if you can get a deal on one figure to help pay for another figure, that's fantastic. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment down below. If you know some of those parts on we looked at, that'd be great to share that knowledge with all of us, because we're all still learning, as we have all kind of different levels of Warhammer fans. So that'd be very much appreciated. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, and thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next review.